welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be doing a monthly check-in for the month of August. I'll be using the 78 Tarot Elemental deck, and for any clarifications I'll be using the Slow Tarot deck. I have thoroughly shuffled this deck before starting because it is a very hard deck for me to shuffle. My hands just aren't big enough. I got little hands, what can I say? Or these are extremely big cards. Maybe a little both. But do a little spread here. And one more horrible shuffle. Cut the cards. And then, because I shuffled so bad, I'm going to do a random card pick. How's that? Let's see. That's card 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Use my body so they don't fall. I mean, I do really adore this deck. The only problem is it makes me feel like I'm about 5. So I can get all the cards in this frame. So let's start from the bottom here. We've got the 4 of Water. So it looks like currently we've got everything we've accomplished, but we're not seeing it. Instead, we're feeling bored. We're feeling like, well, blah, wishing we had something else. And we need to, I guess, do a little effort to just look behind us and see what we have on offer that is available to take us out of it. But it's a choice, which apparently we either make it or we continue to look down in the murky depth as to what could or could not be. If that makes you happy, fine. But if you want to break out of that, you need just to do a little attitude adjustment, if you will. Let's see what we got here. The Hermit. Which is funny because Hermit is about going within, gathering. Oh, look at it. I do really love this card in the fact that it looks like she's in a. Doesn't that look like a shark's jaw? In any case, sorry, I digress. Which is funny because a shark is always in constant movement and the Hermit sits, draws in. So these themes this month is going within, finding knowledge, looking for the light, whether it be within or from without, which here is kind of, if you're going within, you can stay put and reflect, or you can move and start looking for the things you need from what you've already gathered, but you need to kind of do a little movement here. Those are key goals this month. Justice. Well, doesn't that ring a chord with everything that's been going on lately? And here we've got vengeful justice. Usually there's still flying down onto the cities. So for the month of August, we've got a key justice. I like that. But obstacles, interesting. A major accomplishment. Oh, I'm liking this more and more. So obstacles are the attachments to what we know whether we're going to stay tied down or let go and swim ourselves to the surface, find something new, which I love really coming after the Justice card as a key goal. And this month, breaking away from the old paradigm, create something new. But in order to do that, you need to know know yourself and know what you want to accomplish and how best to serve yourself and humanity as well. And then here we've got a major accomplishment, which is the King of Earth, which, look at this guy. Love this guy. All zenned out, but he's got all this bling. So and he's so happy because, he's got the time to wear his little fluffy, feathery guru coat and meditate because he's earned it. I mean, he's worked hard to get here, and he's actually taken the time to look within, but he's in a good place. I mean, who wouldn't want that as a point of accomplishment, right? Well, that's what we got here. Well, we want to King of Water, what to avoid. We don't want to get too much into emotions, especially if emotions will overpower. Remember, King of Water, we've got the Eight of Water here, which is deciding what to walk away from. If you get too mired into the emotions, you could drown in them, and you won't accomplish anything, really, will you? What are we going to embrace? Look at this. Okay, you saw it. I picked them all random. The King of Fire. So, embrace. This is passion. This is the spirit, the fire of new ideas. Look at this. What is this little thing? He's a dinosaur creature, but he's got his foot on him, but I'm not sure if the creature's happy about it or not. And his cape flowing up here, because he is a king, but his cape blowing up like wings. So to embrace your passions, which is different than your emotions. Those are water. Passions are a combination of your intellect and your spirit. Not the emotional side, but more of a mental side, which is, it's not quite mental either. It's your internal passion of which you feel in your gut that you have to do. Which, remember, we've got, let's see. Where we can find support. The Six of Fire. I'm going to move this guy over here. Six of Fire. So our support will be those of other people, a like-minded passion, known for their passion for the same causes you're passionate about, which in this case, justice, breaking the norm. And where's our advice? Oh my God, the Tower. Advice. How does that play in for the month of August? So advice, look at past, you move this guy over here. So for advice, encouragement would probably look at other civilizations, other governments, other situations similar to what's going on now and what happened, right? How did they crash and burn? What foundations did they have that are still standing? And what part dissipated and is gone? And how can we use that to help us with, remember, currently the malaise, don't know what to do, just fed up with everything, want to move forward but can't even find the energy to do so because life. And right now with the BLM movement and the COVID-19, it's a combination of trying to come together and having to stay apart and still trying to make sure social justice happens. That would make anybody want to just sit around and do nothing, look at what happened in the past and just outright ignore the current situation. And I apologize for the amount of ums. But we really need to, instead of just reminiscing, turn that energy within, find our truth. And with that, if we find our truth and what is needed, our key goal of justice, whether it be personal justice or justice in our surrounding community or even larger, better able for us to see which side of the scales we want to be on. Obstacles will be when you find your truth, are you going to listen to it? Because you may not like what you find. You may find that you want to be tethered down and to stay down in the murky depths. Or you kick yourself free, swim to the light. I'm not telling you what you should or shouldn't do because it's whatever you're most comfortable with. Though this kind of indicates that trying to get away from what used to be to get to something new. And the accomplishment would be to find your new norm. So remember your theme is to find your inner self, but they're both sitting pretty. The difference being this isn't dark and alone. This guy, he's alone, but it doesn't look like he's out in the world. He's not segregated in some snowy cave in the mountains. He's sitting out. He's earned his time to be relaxed and to have time alone and to enjoy the things he's worked for. And in order to get here, don't get too much in your emotions. Anger, sadness, just be aware of them, recognize them, but don't drown in your emotions. Instead, if you find yourself getting too emotional, figure out what is triggering that. What passion is triggering that? Focus on the actual passion and the why and not the emotion of it. And find those who have the same passion you do. And the best way to accomplish this justice is to figure out what worked and didn't work in the past. What tore down. Think of Rome. Think of any civilization in the past that we know about but then broke down. What broke it down? And maybe we can find a way to avoid it. Okay, now I said I'd use this for clarifiers, but about the only one I want a little clarification on is the current situation. Just a little background here. Judgment. So, I love this judgment card because if you look at that mirror, though you can't see the other mirror, it's the infinity mirror. It's just constantly looking at the same thing. So here, if you don't look away, all you're going to see is yourself, and you're going to see only, you either way, whether you see positive or negative things, you only are going to see yourself and nothing of the outside world, which is what you want. Great, but I think we're trying to get away from being insulated. In a time when we're trying to be insulated physically, we need to not be insulated on other levels. I'm going to do the same card. I'm going to do a backup card on all of these. I tend to like to use this deck as an undercurrent deck to the other cards. Okay. So we've got the Four of Water with Judgment, which is, I'm going to keep this on this side, because she's looking this way, which is staying insular, staying within the loop in which you don't see with the outside of yourself, and nothing changes. We've got the Hermit, 10 of Coins. So 10, completion. The Hermit, remember trying to find wisdom, looking into the past, again, to see what worked. You have a lot of information, a lot of knowledge that is already within yourself or with the family you have, but time is ticking. Even though it worked or didn't work in the past, you should mine what you already know and use that going forward. Okay, the Two of Coins and Justice, which again, Two of Coins is about balance. You want to fix everything, but there's a balance. Balance so much she's got the water overflowing in the background because she's not paying attention. You got to balance your physical with your physical reality. I'm going to leave this over here, sorry. Physical reality. No, I'm not. I'm going to bring it back over here. Physical reality with what you want to do. So justice has to be a balanced justice for everyone, but it also, there's constraints. I'm going to do it like this. There's constraints, right? And it's usually money. And what can we fix? When? What is the most important? And how do we fix that? So going forward, everyone wins. So the undercurrent of justice is, okay, how do we do this balance so it's balanced for everyone and it's not a burden in the end? Then we go to our 8 of Water with the Ace of Swords, which is new ideas, right? Air, sword is the mind. If you turn your back on the old, you cut through it to new ideas of what you can break through to for the new tomorrow. I like that undercurrent. Okay, and we've got the Page of Swords with the King of Earth. So the Page of Swords is all about new ideas, which maybe that's why this King of Earth is also happy, right? He's sitting there meditating with everything he's earned, but he's thinking about what he's going to do next. He's not doing anything, but he's thinking about his new ideas so he can continue to have his swanky place in the sun, all meditating. And then we've got our Three of Cups, which is with our King of Wands, which is what we want to avoid, right? So the undercurrent is we've got, wallowing in our emotions too much, which also could be just celebrating too much for no apparent reason, or just drinking too much, avoidance, celebrating to avoid what's really going on. You need to focus. You can't hide. Even if you hide it with the idea of you're celebrating, is it an actual celebration or is it just an avoidance? And our King of Fire with our Knight of Wands. So you've got your King and your Knight of Fire. And so embrace. He's going to fight for what is passionate. He's going to control and own his passions. So basically you want to embrace what are you passionate about? How do you want to keep it? I mean, this guy has been through the wars and he has no intention of not going in there again. He's ready to get out there and do whatever is need to do as long as it's, what he feels he should be doing. Okay, where to find support? You've got, I'm running out of space. No, that's not what it is. That card is not called Running Out of Space. Card is Temptation. I'm sorry, Temptation. So, what I see here is when you're looking for people to support you, avoid the temptation just because they spout the same thing you're passionate about. You need to use some of your intellect. You need to use some of your thought to be discerning, not just anyone, because just because they want to do the same thing you want to do, it may be for a different reason, or maybe for reasons you're completely against. Know who you are bringing in to be your partner. Look for those like-minded, but be discerning. Ask questions. Get to know the people. Don't just say, oh, yeah. And over here we've got the Eight of Cups again. Eight of Cups, Eight of Water, so that's twice, which is leaving behind that which you know. And with the Tower, like I said, it's like look to the past, see what worked. Whatever doesn't work, it needs to be left behind. August looks like it's going to be a tumultuous, that's the word, tumultuous month. Not necessarily easy, but if choices are made correctly, incredibly satisfying, if you will. Maybe not for everybody, because I'm sure there's some that don't want things to change, but for those who don't like the current status quo and want to work for something that they feel is a better world, August is the month. Remember, know yourself, know what you want, don't make your judgments out of your emotions, and find allies. And you can work for a new tomorrow that actually benefits everyone. That's what I get. I was going to pull an oracle, but I don't feel the need for it now. These cards make me so happy. I wish I was already at the end of the month. I want to see this happen. So I hope this resonates with anyone. I love to hear your comments or reactions. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.